Good afternoon, everyone. Jamie Torres. I represent West Denver District 3. You're in it right now. One of the things that we as a community have to acknowledge is how layered the crises that we're facing are right now. A public health pandemic, a civil rights movement, folks that might be facing unemployment and struggle in their own household. All of these come to the surface when it comes to how we interact with one another. And the shootings that we've been seeing, the increase in intentional and extreme violence in the community in this part of town, as well as far northeast in Montbello, it is one of the most traumatic things that our community will have to deal with. We don't want to attend vigils and funerals for community members who were senseless victims of crime, random acts of crime, and those are the things that our community is having to deal with right now. So I want to implore community folks. We're in an area where we value our cars and our community coming together on the weekend. Just chatting with some of the car clubs that are here, this is where they're at on the weekend with their families. So it's not unfamiliar for us to be on Federal, to cruise Federal. We've been doing it for decades. But what we've been seeing more lately is bordering on much more dangerous behavior. And what I want folks to take in mind is that we're still in a pandemic, and our behavior, we don't want it to invite more police interaction into community. They're here to keep us safe, but they're also going to enforce laws, and we don't want that to come down hard on our youth. So I want to bring up one of our community members from Westwood. His name is Santiago Jaramillo. Santi, as well as other community members who have lived in West Denver for over 30 years, we're calling and going, this is different. This is much more severe than I've ever seen it on South Federal. And we've got to make sure that we're communicating with all of our youth and all of our community members that we want to find safe spaces for folks to be and folks to interact, but we've got to do it safely. So Santi, come on up.
Hi, my name is Santiago Jaramillo. I'm a co-director of D3 Arts. We're an arts organization here in Westwood off of Morrison Road. I'm also a third-generation Westwood resident. My mom was a teacher at Castro and before at Westwood. So I think for us, especially my family, the shooting that happened the other night where there was 5 people shot and someone died was in my alley. And my son was in the back playing video games, and after that happened, I had to sit and think, what can I do as a community member? What can I do with the position that I hold, and wanting to be someone in the community who can reach out to some of the youth and just other community members, to represent us, to represent the people that have grown up here. I used to come here and eat hamburgers with my grandpa, and so this neighborhood's a part of me, and I love it. And so, to be able to reach out to Jamie and other people in our community to say, hey, I want to put my voice forward, and I also want to be one of those people that says we could do this in our community with us, that we could do it, we can lead it, and we can be the voice for some of the young people and for those who maybe think that we can't talk to the police, maybe think that we can't have that sort of interaction, and maybe you can't, I don't know, but I want to be able to at least say, hey, I want to be that intermediate for you, and I want to be able to, say this is what some of these guys want, and to be able to provide that, and to really do it from a place of love and a place of pride, being proud. I'm proud of being from here. I'm proud of being third generation. I'm gonna die here. I don't ever plan on moving. Everything that I do is for Westwood and for District 3 and for the South Side. I went to Lincoln, so I'm really honored to be able to come and speak and to just be able to have my good friend Jamie here.
One of the things that's been important for us, so I've only been in this seat for 1 year, but one of the first things that we did was make sure that we recognize and honor the cruising culture that happens on Federal Boulevard. And what's important to us is make sure that we're distinguishing it from some of the unsafe practices that happen here. And when it's this crowded and there's this much going on, sometimes it's hard to distinguish between those factors. And so we want to make sure that folks like these who are here showing their cars, they're able to do that peacefully, while we're able to put the attention that we need on folks that are blocking traffic so that cars can do donuts in the middle of the street, so that folks who are pedestrians and trying to get across the road are able to do that safely. All of those things, we want police attention exactly where we need it and not on folks who are being safe.